One last thing I need to say is black people, you need to prepare yourself. I'm talking about mentally, physically, and spiritually. What we're seeing right now with this dictatorship is going to hurt black and brown communities the most. What we're seeing right now with this dictatorship is going to hurt black and brown communities the most. It's going to hurt black and brown communities the most. And right now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of white nationalist organizations that have been training for years for this particular moment. They really believe something is going to pop off and they are ready. They are raising an army. What I need my people to do is be just as ready. I don't know if you have to start getting in martial arts. I don't know if you need to start losing weight, but you need to make sure that you are physically, mentally, and spiritually ready for what's about to happen. I would say if you can get into any taekwondo classes, jujitsu, if you need to train for firearms, if you need to train in combat, you need to do it or pay for your children to do it or something, because what's going to be coming, if you are not prepared, you are going to be affected the most.
And first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. So you heard Jake, and you got a lot of Jakes who feel this way, man. But then you got Jake that's all about partying and bullshitting, worrying about, the summer coming and cookouts and smoking his weed and his henny, right? But then you got Jake, like Jake's like this, that know what's coming, that is preparing themselves physically, mentally, you know, or what have you. Now, I would I would tell you the same thing. Brothers would tell you the same thing. Yeah, build yourself up, you know, mentally and physically. But what ultimately is going to be if Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has mercy on you, man. It's no amount of guns, no amount of muscle, no amount of people, no amount of money, no amount of you know, any arsenal that you could come up with, you know, according to this world that's going to protect you from what's coming. The only thing that can protect you is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Right? Because the Lord tells you in many scriptures that he's gonna protect his elect. Right? So that's one aspect, the major aspect that our people are missing. Right? So let's get some scripts, man. Because this is gonna happen, man. There is gonna be a race war in this country. You could try to, deny it. You could say I'm ready, whatever. I got my pea shooter, whatever, man. But if you heard him, he said white nationalists, which they're Edomites. Edomites have been planning and preparing for this time for a long time. Not saying Jake hasn't been doing it, because Jake has been doing it too. And every uh level of wickedness there is, the Lord has a setup, has righteousness set up on that same level. So, you know, these devils, they believe because they have their blessing, which is the sword, which is the modern day, gun or what have you. They have a huge arsenal or whatever. They think that they're going to stop what's going to happen to them. But it's not, man. It's not going to stop the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the judgment that the Lord has for Esau, Edom. They can't stop it, man. There's nothing they can do to stop it, right? But Jake, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, men especially, uh, you have an opportunity now to repent and get right with the Lord. You still have time because the prophets are still out there teaching, telling you what you need to do in order to prepare yourself for what's to come. Like what this Jake was saying was pretty much on point, but he left out the most major factor, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Right? Because you got a lot of Jakes that are cardinal. They think that what they do physically is going to save them, which that's not going to happen, man. So this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse. I'm gonna read 15. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right? So, yeah, people about to take the power in their own hands. People about to take things into their own hands. So let me read up to 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands." I was supposed to start there. But yeah, you're going to have people with swords in their hands fighting one another. And who's been the two top, you know, major players throughout the Bible? Esau and Jacob. Who's Esau? The so-called white man. Who's Jacob? The so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Right? They are the two major players in the Bible, man, that this race war is going to break out with, man. Right? All these other nations, they're going to get in on it. And ultimately, everybody's going to try to come against, the Israelites, right? Because everybody's against the Israelites today, even Israelites. But the Lord said that this was going to happen. So this Jake, he's on point with it. Let me read it again. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands," man. So this ain't going to be no nice time, man. This ain't going to be no put your hands up, put your hands down, come out with your hands up, putting cuffs on you. Nah, they looking to put you to death, man. This is what they want to see. This is what Esau want to see, man. Because Esau has been going around the world, starting with Jake, since the beginning, man. Since the time of Isaac on his deathbed, Esau had it in his mind that he was going to slay his brother Jacob. Verse 19, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor." Yeah, so your neighbor, if you live next to Edomites and they smile in your face and they let you pet their dogs and they even invite you in for some pie or a drink or something, man, hey, don't trust them devils, man, because they have prepared to slay you, to put you to death when that time comes, man. Don't be ignorant. It says, verse 19 again, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Yeah. And these devils, a lot of them harboring up a lot of food in their houses, man. They have basements that's full of food. A lot of you Jakes, you're not even looking at that, man. Right? The vast majority of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you ain't thinking that anything's about to happen in this country, man. You too caught up in your PS5 and what new Jordan's coming out, and the fact that you could smoke weed in the street and roll up in front of a damn police car. Feel like you doing something, like you really got free will. The Lord is about to show you, man, how these devils roll, what they was created for, and what they was created for was to destroy you, man. Right? So let's get another one. Because like I said earlier, you can build yourself up and you can have an arsenal of swords and things of that sort, but that's not going to deliver you. Right? Right? This is Psalms chapter 44 and verse 6. It says, all right, I'm going to start at 4. Psalms 44:4. It says, Thou art my king, O power. Command deliverance for Jacob, because that's who's going to receive deliverance. Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. That's where you get the Israelites, right? It says, through thee will we push down our enemies. So it's not going to be of your own strength. It's going to be through the Spirit of the Lord, man, that's going to push down your enemies, right? And when you read Psalms 83, that tells you who your enemies are. It says, through thy name, we will tread them under that rise up against us, man. And through thy name. And what is the Lord's name? Right? Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, man. Right? Yahweh, that's the true name of the Heavenly Father who you ignorantly call God. And Yahushua is the name of the only begotten Son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. By those names, David said what? Salakia. It says, through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. Right? And I don't think this was David that wrote this, but this is to the chief musician, the son of Korah, Machir, right? So this is continuing in verse 6. It says, For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. Right? So your guns ain't gonna save you. You know, you in the gym every day, you know, building your body up, you know, building your core up, that's not gonna save you. Because we all know, everybody knows that these devils don't play fair, man. It ain't gonna be no straight up nothing with these devils, man. The greatest move or the greatest tactic that Esau has ever used was the element of surprise, man. And a lot of you Jakes gonna get caught off guard because you love these devils, man. You love these devils. You love these devils so much you hate your own people, man. So the Lord is gonna make sure you get caught in that web. It says, But thou hast saved us from our enemies and has put them to shame that hated us. So the Lord is gonna do this, not us. Right? It's gonna be the spirit that Yahweh Shem Yahushua puts on his men, and that's his elect men, man. Right? But the Lord going to allow 2/3 of our people to get busy on these devils as well. But ultimately, the elect is going to, along with Yahushua and the angels, is going to be the ones that's going to completely put these devils in subjection, man. They the ones that's ultimately going to win the war. And it's going to be like nothing, man. No sweat. Right? So from there, let's get Job, because it's very important that our people return to the Lord, man. Because like I said, the Lord is the only one that can truly protect you. Right? He can protect you from anything, man. Right? This is Job chapter 5 and verse 19. It says, He shall deliver thee in 6 trouble. That's the Lord. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch him. Right? It says, In famine he shall redeem thee from death. And that famine is what? The shortage of food. Because when you read Isaiah 65, it tells you that the Lord said his servants are going to eat when all hell break loose. When it ain't no food for everybody else, his servants are going to eat. Right? It says, In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword, man. So the Lord's going to protect you from the power of the sword. Because the sword is definitely going to be used in these last days, man. Right? It says, Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh, man, when all hell break loose, when the missiles fly off, when bombs start, breaking and blowing everywhere, blowing up everywhere, man. The Lord gonna protect you from that. It says, At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, man, because you're going to have animals out here. The animals, they're going to break out of the zoos, right? You're going to have your everyday dog, right? You're going to have things out here that you ain't never seen, that you never thought was out here. And they're going to be ripping to shreds you damn people, man. Right? So the Lord is telling you he's going to protect you from all of that. Right? He's going to protect you from all of that, man. Like I said, you build yourself up, man. Physically, mentally. But ultimately, you got to build yourself up spiritually and in the right spirit. The right spirit is the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Right? That's the right spirit. Let's get second Esdras. Because, I agree with the Jake. I agree with him. That Esau getting ready. He's been prepared, and they've been prepared for this. They've been waiting to get a lick back, because Esau, he gets his ass washed up when it's one-on-one and it's straight bare knuckles, man. He gets his ass washed up, man. So he gotta come in and sneak you. He gotta have a huge advantage, right? He gotta catch you, off guard. He has to. This is 2 Esdras 13 and verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. War on all levels. Right? And that's about to break out on the shores of America. Because if you're paying attention, you see that everybody's starting to really despise Esau Edom, man. And he's feeling this. Right? At the end of it all, Esau is going to blame you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans for his country falling, for him not being able to make ends meet. He's going to blame you. He's angry with you. Right? And he's waiting for the opportunity to bring forth his anger unto you. So you need to pay attention, man. All right. So let's let it play a little bit. We're going to let it play, and then we're going to just, Salakia. Let's go. Should be my last one. Because it's going to tell you straight up who's going to protect you, who's going to save you. Who? Shah B'Shem Yahushua, man. We're going to get straight to it. This is Isaiah 33 and verse 22. We're going to shut it down with this. This is Isaiah 33 and verse 22. And it says, for the Lord is our judge. The Lord is our lawgiver. The Lord is our king. He will save us. The Lord is going to save us, man. But you do need to get prepared, because this devil is fixing to roll on you, man. And this Jake, he seemed like, he prepared for it. But he needs to bring it all the way home and come in this truth and build himself up spiritually, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But the rest of you Jakes, man, that just want to party and BS and smoke weed and drink all day, you're going to be through, man. You're going to be some of the first wave that's put to death, man. So, hey, I just wanted to touch on this. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing. The elect was other Father. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushua, B'Hashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. Hey, to the next lesson. You want to say Shalom.
It's going to hurt black and brown communities the most. And right now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of white nationalist organizations that have been training for years for this particular moment. They really believe something is going to pop off, and they are ready. They are raising an army. What I need my people to do is be just as ready. I don't know if you have to start getting in martial arts. I don't know if you need to start losing weight. but you need to make sure that you are physically, mentally, and spiritually ready for what's about to happen. I would say if you can get into any taekwondo classes, jujitsu, if you need to train for firearms, if you need to train in combat, you need to do it, or pay for your children to do it, or something, because what's going to be coming, if you are not prepared, you are going to be affected the most.